So just for the purpose of the recording, you're all very welcome to our class. What we need for the class this morning is just our mat, our bottle of water, and our long resistance band. Okay, this is our pre-Christmas session, so in case you're watching this in July, that's why I'm wearing tinsel. So we're going to start in standing. We will just hold the band just kind of bunched up in our hands at the moment, and we'll just put our feet together. We're turning our feet out 10 to 2, lifting our heels up and bringing them out. So we're standing with our feet in parallel to each other. Okay, we're going to give the toes a little wiggle. Give our heels a little wiggle as well. And then we're just going to soften our knees, pop our hands on our hips, and we'll just tilt the pelvis forwards and backwards, just waking up the core. Nice big juicy movements here. And then we'll find our mid position here, halfway between forwards and backwards. Bringing our hands up to our ribs. Let's really wake up our rib cage and our diaphragm. We're taking a nice breath in through our nose. And out through our mouth. In through our nose. And out through our mouth. One more time in. And one more time out. Lovely, resting our hands down. We're going to lift our chest up towards the sky a little bit. Drop our shoulders down away from our ears. Our chin tips down slightly. And we're going to tuck our chin in. So we're just lengthening through the back of our neck. Okay? And just going to connect an invisible piece of ribbon from the crown of our head up towards the sky above. So the top half of our body is really lifting up towards the sky, whereas the bottom half of our body is grounding into the mat. Okay, so kind of from the waist up, if you can imagine that it's feeling different up here than it would down here. Okay, two different things happening, the grounding and the lengthening. Okay, from there, we're just going to give our neck a little loosen. So we're just going to turn our head looking towards our shoulder and swapping over to the other side. As far as you're comfortable to go here. And just go one more each way. Coming back to the center, just making sure our chin is tucked down and in a little bit. We're side bending. Bringing our ear to our shoulder rather than the other way around. We'll do one more each way. Lovely, 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 delicious, delicious movement. And we're bringing our chin to our chest. And we're going to look up to the ceiling. Lovely. And forwards. And backwards. And we'll do one more time forwards. And one more time backwards. Coming back to center. Just our big juicy shoulder circles. Just take your time with these, nice and big, and don't have to be fast. Because actually, what we're trying to do is focus on the range of movement, and that takes a little bit of time just to get into all of those. I know circles don't have corners, but I think that they do. We're getting to all of the corners of the circle, if you know what I mean. I was trying to really brush the shoulder into all these positions. Okay, we're just going to take a nice breath in with an arm raise and blowing out. And one more time, breathing in and blowing out. Okay, I'm going to take off my tinsel now. If I can at all. I did such a good job at getting myself into it. Oh yeah, that's what I am. Spaghetti junction. We're going to work with the band now, please. Put that down there. So we're going to have the band here. Just roll it around one hand twice, and then roll it around your other hand once. We're going to do this beautiful sequence of bringing the band over our head and right behind our body, just to give everything a really nice stretch out. So we're just continuing our mobility program here this morning, moving it down into the shoulders and moving it down into the body. Okay, so what would be a difficult task is made a little bit easier by the fact that the band can stretch. Okay, we're going to stick one arm out to the side, about halfway between your waist, or your hip and your shoulder. So about 45-degree angle. And then the other arm is going to do all the movement. But in true Pilates style, what you're trying to do is move something, which is the arm that's moving, and not move something else. So you're trying to minimize, when you first do this, your other arm will be kind of floating around like this, but you're actually trying to keep it really steady out. So imagine that it's super glued to something and that you actually can't move it. Keeping our shoulders down, because we know where we want all this movement to happen and where we don't want it to happen. Swapping arms, then the other arm is going to punch out. It's kind of like making a fist, punching it out, sticking it there, and then the other arm is going to come up and over. Imagine you don't have any elbow joints. So very seasonally, but I always think about a snowman with 2 sticks for arms. Just that little visualization helps me realize that I don't have elbows here. I can't bend my elbows. Okay. And then for a little bit of fun, we're going to alternate. So one arm goes back, the other arm goes forward. So it's a little bit like we're swimming. We are at this point moving the body a little bit more. So it's almost like you're kind of twisting a little bit to get the clearance over your head. Lovely. We'll do 2 more like this. And then we're just going to swap direction, okay? So the next arm that comes forwards is going to now go back. We're literally just changing the leading arm, okay? And as you can see there, you get a nice bit of mobility training around your shoulders and your ribs and your thoracic, but just make sure you're not bending your elbows, because what will happen then is that the movement will come from your elbows and then you won't get it from where you want to get it from, your body. Okay, we'll do 2 more pairs. Forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards. And just for the purpose of the recording, because I know I didn't ask you to have a towel ready, but just occurred to me to show you this. If you were doing this again as a recording, or if you want to practice it at some stage, the same exercise, the progression would be to use something that doesn't stretch. So just get a normal bath towel and just fold it up, okay? You hold on to the 2 ends of it, you bring it over your head, and you keep going back. Now it doesn't stretch. So it's a lot harder to do this like that. That would be your progression. Okay? Not really possible really to do anything other than I suppose actually. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, you could do singles. Could you do figure of 8s? Let me just see. Yeah, you could actually. Yeah, you could. It's definitely a little bit harder, but it's certainly not impossible to do. So that would be your progression on that one. But I didn't ask you to have a towel ready, so we won't do it. But just while it's on my head to say that, okay? So we're going to take the band now, the same with the upper body for the minute, at 2 tail ends of it. We're just going to drape it down and stand in the center of the band. Standing up nice and tall here, okay? It's going to do some strengthening now. So we've used the band there to stretch out. We're using it for some strengthening now. Let's try and soften our knees a little bit and move our knees away from each other a little bit as well. So the legs are active enough, okay? We're going to shrug our shoulders up towards our ears. We're doing 10 of these. Again, pretend you don't have elbows. It'd be very easy to do that, but we don't want that. We want this. So really straighten out your elbows and really hunch up the shoulders. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then this is going to become a biceps curl. So we're keeping our elbows tucked in And we're just bending our elbows. 2, we're doing 10 of these. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Power arms, just reaching back behind us, squeeze the shoulder blades together and return. Keeping our shoulders down and our elbows straight. 3, just lifting back as far back as you can go. 4, 5, squeeze your shoulder blades together. 6, really good for posture. Really good to keep us upright and nice and tall. Lovely, lovely alignment. Okay, and bone density in the middle back, which, as we know, is a real thing that we have to work on all the time. Okay, from there then we're doing a side arm raise. Might not be able to go out fully. Okay, we're holding on to the 2 tail ends. You're just going out as far as you're comfortable to go. You're keeping your shoulders down. This is a tricky one. 4, 5, 6, 7. We blow out on the hard one, so the lift up is the blowout. Breathing in and blowing out. 8, 9, 10. That's a little bit tricky, all right, isn't it? We'll take the band out from under our feet there. Well done. Okay, we're going to curl the band again. We'll go twice on one arm, once on the other. We're going to bring the band overhead, feet a little bit further apart. We're just side bending. As far as we're comfortable to go, back up and over. The other side. And again. And swap. Lovely. Next time we go, we're going to stay here. We're going to bring this near arm. So say if you're side bending to the right, you're going to bring your right arm down to touch your leg and then bring it back out again. We're doing 10 of these. 2. The other arm stays kind of punched up in the air. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we return. Well done. Over to the other side. We're staying here, punching that arm up to the ceiling, and we're coming in and out. And 2. And 3. So the arm overhead is really active. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go back out and up. We're side bending again to the other side. We're going to draw this arm down towards our leg, but not touching our leg. 2 elbows are really straight. We're pushing our fists, our lower fist down to the mat, our upper fist up to the ceiling. And we're going to draw a circle with the lower arm. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keeping this upper arm very steady. 3, 2, 1. Back up and over. Bringing the arm down in, really pushing both fists away from each other. We're circling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming out, and we'll come back down again. Give the arms a little shake. Well done. Well done. Have a little drink of water. That's our first set done. That's our arms done. We will be doing a little bit more arm work in a little while, but That is all the standing stuff done. Brilliant. Nice drink of water. We're into our tummy work. We don't need the band initially, and then we do. Okay, so just we'll keep it somewhere handy. We'll put it down there somewhere just so you'll have it. Okay, we are lying down on our back. We're going to start with just our sit-ups. Okay, so we're going to talk through these. Lying down on our back here, we'll just put ourselves into position. Okay, so we're lying down, nice straight line in ourselves. Our two knees are bent up, our feet are flat. We want to make sure our knees are at about a 90-degree angle and our knees are hip width apart, our feet are hip width apart. Just think about that, okay? Because still in studio, I'd find people who've heard that instruction 10 million times are still lying down like this. Like, I don't think people are nearly hearing it at this stage. So just make sure. It's going to be important for the next set that we do. Just make sure, okay? Most important thing here, though, is our pelvic position. So we're rocking the pelvis forwards and backwards, just like we did a few minutes ago when we were standing up. Nice little bit of movement there around the pelvis. Lovely. And we're going to start our pelvis halfway between fully forwards and backwards. And you'll feel there that you do have a little gap behind your lower back. That's brilliant. We're going to imagine we're putting something very squishy in there, like a cream cake, and we don't want to squish all the cream out of it, okay? So we are just going to hold our pelvis in neutral there. Sorry, just 1 sec. Okay, so with all that said, then everything's set up. What we're going to do is interlace our fingers and just put them behind the back of our head, quite low down. So we're really supporting that kind of bump there at the bottom of our skull, the very top of our neck. Okay, we're really supporting the weight of our head. Our elbows are going to be out to the sides. We're going to try and avoid doing that. Our pelvis is in neutral. We're taking a nice breath in just to prepare our neck. So we're breathing in. And as we breathe in, we're going to lengthen our neck and bring our chin up onto our chest. And that's where our neck is going to stay now while we're doing the exercises. We don't put our head back down again, okay? So we breathe it in. We're blowing out to sit up and just look at our two knees. You'll feel the tension here in the tummy. That's what you're trying to do. And you're going to breathe in to come partially down, but we're going to keep our head where it is. Blowing out to sit up. Breathing in to come down. The slower you can do this, the better. Because what we're really trying to do is make sure that we are using our tummy muscles. Okay. And obviously, the longer we can spend working them, the better, rather than doing 10 really quick ones and it's over really quickly. Okay, so just coming up and down. We're blowing out every time we sit up. So you can just do this at your own pace. Looking at your knees. Breathing in to come partially down. Making sure the elbows are out to the sides. Breathing in when we come down, blowing out when we come up. Breathing in, blowing out. Breathing in, blowing out. Breathing in. Blowing out, we're going to stay up. Holding here, breathing in. Blowing out for 10 little pulses. Pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holding here. We're going to let go of our hands and just bring them parallel to our thighs. Okay? Chin tucked in very strongly. Our chin is on our chest. We're going to take a nice breath in here to hold. Blowing out. Breathing in to stay. Blowing out to stay. Breathing in. And blowing out to lower back down again. And just give the tummy a little bit of a little bit of a rub out. So it's just nice when we let go of our hands, our head is in a really good position, and it's very good to strengthen the front of our neck as well, doing that for a little while, that we're not supporting the weight of our head all the time. Okay, so just give everything a really nice rub out. We're back in position here, okay? We haven't actually moved our legs, so it still should be where they were, but just double check that your legs are definitely at a 90-degree angle now. Okay, because it becomes really important for this one. We're going to rock the pelvis forwards and backwards and find our mid position here. And we're just going to draw a line in the sand with our foot. Try not to disturb anything. Just lengthening out and returning and lengthening out and returning. So we can imagine that we're lying on a warm sandy beach. And we're just drawing a line in the sand with our foot and returning it again. Lovely. One leg stretch, level 1. We'll just do the other leg now, and then we're going to go up to a level 2. Okay, we're just ramping it up slowly. We're coming up now into our single tabletop. Make sure your knee is over your hip and your knee is at 90 degrees. One leg stretch, level 2, like so. Straightening out so it's level with the other leg and returning it. So just being really disciplined where you end up there and where you end up there. We're training our hip flexor muscles here and down into the quads, down the front of the thigh. Lovely. Just normal breathing. Lovely. We're going to do 4 more. And down. Other single tabletop here. We're straightening out and we're returning. Lovely. So just always making sure that you're ending in the right place, that you're not just coming up here. You need to end just like so, okay? Your knee is over your hip. If you can, add a pointed toe when you reach your leg away. That's always lovely to do. Okay. We'll do 4 more. Just trying to build up a little bit of fatigue here, a little bit of activation and heat in the hip flexors. 2 more. That single tabletop is going to become double tabletop. Our 2 knees are over our 2 hips, our knees are at 90. We need to remember where we were putting our leg now. It's about that 45-degree angle there. And we return it. You'll feel now definitely much more happening in the tummy. If you have your hand on your tummy, you'll feel that. Okay. Keeping the pelvis in neutral. And just reaching that leg away, pointing your foot and returning it. So nice and mindfully with control. Just really connecting in with the body. Connecting with our muscles. We're really feeling what we're doing. The mind and the body working together. We'll do 2 more pairs. We blow out on the hard bit, which is the stretch out. Breathing in to come back. Blowing out. Breathing in. Blowing out. Breathing in, and we'll hug our knees towards our chest. Just have a little stretch out here. We rock a little bit from side to side. So well done. That's our straight abdominal preps done. And our 1 leg stretch, level 1, 2, and 3. We're going to keep it going now. And so we have a nice focus on the tummy today and the arms. Okay, so we're going to come back down into our Pilates position. Just to reset. Knees at 90, pelvis in neutral. We're coming up into single tabletop. We're coming up into double tabletop. We are straightening out one leg. As that comes back, the other one is already going out. We swap. We swap. Breathing in one direction, blowing out in the other. Breathing in. Blowing out. Breathing in. Just making sure that when you end the movement, this hip is just over your knee. It's not coming up. Sorry, the knee is over your hip. It's not coming up to your chest. You want to really keep this work going. Breathing in. Blowing out. Breathing in. Blowing out. We're doing 2 more pairs. Breathing in. Blowing out. Breathing in. Blowing out. And we're hugging again. Hugging our knee towards our chest. So as we ramp the levels up, you feel a lot more work happening in the tummy muscles. Okay. And we just need these little recovery breaks just to make sure the lower back is kind of because it will feel a bit tired, you know. We'll give it a bit of recovery and we can keep going then. That's level 4. We're going to do level 5. So we'll come back down to our Pilates rest position. We're just going to set ourselves up pelvic neutral, lifting up into our double tabletop. We're going to interlace our fingers, put our hands behind our head, lengthen our neck, bring our chin to our chest, elbows out. So we're just combining what we've just done. Let's straighten out one leg. And let's bring it back and return it. Blowing out for the reach, breathing in to come back. Blowing out. Breathing in. Chin on chest, blowing out. Breathing in. Blowing out. Breathing in. We'll do 2 more pairs like this, blowing out. Breathing in. 1 more pair. Lowering down. We bring our chin, bring our head down and bring our knees to our chest. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. Okay, let's put our feet back down. We'll just do a little bit of a twist each way just to give the back a little proper loosen. Knee rolling. Right, left, right, left. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to take the band. Yeah, we're going to take the band. And we're kind of continuing that idea of the 1 leg stretch, but we're doing a 2-legged stretch using the bands to help us. So we're just continuing on what we're doing. We're just going to sit up and hold on to the 2 tail ends of the band and put our feet into the center of the band. And we're just going to, just if you can, you're just going to curl it around your hands just once. We're lying back. And again, we're in our double tabletop position. We're going to tuck our elbows right in by our sides here. Our knees are over our hips. Our knees are at a 90-degree angle. And this is what we're doing here. We're straightening out to about a 45-degree, and then we're returning again. So we're doing 6 of these. We're blowing out, trying to keep the spine in neutral. So keep your lower back where it is. We've got that gap behind our lower back, and we're going to try and keep it the same. So the tendency would be to want to really arch your back here. So you're trying not to make that gap behind your lower back any bigger. Okay, trying to use your tummy muscles to keep that gap the same. Lovely. We'll do 1 more. We're going to stay out and we're drawing a circle up with our 2 legs 6 times in one direction. 1. About the size of a football, I suppose. 2. You keep the circle a little higher up in the air if you need to. 3. We don't want any pressure on the lower back. 4. Our knees are straight. Our arms are working quite hard. 5. 6. And return. So the idea with that would be that your arms are doing an awful lot of the work. You keep your elbows really tucked in by your rib cage. And your biceps that we were working earlier, they're really, really working. Like you're holding the reins of a horse kind of thing, and you can feel the fronts of your arms working, okay, to support the weight of your legs. So this is an example of an exercise that would actually be really much harder to do without the band. So sometimes we use the band to make things a bit harder. And sometimes we use the band to get ourselves into positions that we wouldn't ordinarily be able to get into. And this is one of those examples, okay? So this is a double-legged stretch. So it's a progression from the one-leg stretch, but we're using the resistance band to help us. So we're going to come back here now, double tabletop, really pull the elbows in by your sides, really work your arms, okay? And we're just have the pelvis in neutral, create that gap behind your lower back, keep it the same. We're just going straight out and we're returning. Now, you can go as high up as you like. You can bring your legs out like that if you want, okay? Or we're going sort of that 45-degree angle. If you feel that you've got enough strength in your tummy muscles to control whatever angle you're going to, okay? We'll do 3 more. Blowing out on the out, breathing in on the in. Really work the elbows in by your sides, pulling on the band with your hands. Blowing out, we're going to stay out. And we're drawing a circle in the opposite direction with our heels. 1. Breathing. 2. Trying to flatten your lower back onto the floor-ish. Keep a little gap. We don't want to overarch it. 3. Breathing. 4. 5. Last one, 6. Coming back in. We keep the band there, but we're just going to hug our knees to our chest, just have a little recovery. Well done. And we're rocking a little bit from side to side. Take a nice breath in. And blowing out. Breathing in. Blowing out. Breathing in. Blowing out. We're going to come up. And again, we're going to keep the band where it is. Okay. We have our elbows in by our sides. Have our elbows in by our sides. And we've got a bit of it. Just roll the band around your hand once. We're sitting up nice and tall. We've got our chest lifted. We're going to separate our feet a little bit. We're sitting up nice and tall. Okay, so we're not in our C curve. We are definitely sitting up and forwards. And we're looking at our feet. Our 2 knees are bent. We're going to just sit up tall, lean back a little bit, and we're going to lift our feet in the air and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down again. And we're going to sit up tall and lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. We'll just do 1 more. We're going to lift our chest up, lean back a little bit, and rise up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. So we'll release the band there. We're just going to bring the soles of our feet together. And we'll just do a little stretch out here, little butterfly flaps for the thighs. What can often happen there is that the hip flexors, again, so the muscles on the front of your hips, can feel that they are really tightening up on you. So we just need a little recovery. So this is part of an exercise called the teaser. Okay, the teaser is where you're kind of V-shaped. You're sitting on your bum and you're leaning backwards and your 2 legs are in the air. So this is working towards that, okay? So again, we're using the band to get into a position that we might not be able to get into all that easily. So we're sitting up nice and tall, we're leaning backwards. Now we're going to lift our heels in the air. Find your sweet spot, and we're going to straighten out our knees. Okay, just steady, steady, steady for 5, Keep your elbows tucked in. 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower back down again. We're doing 3 of these. Lifting up, elbows in, leaning back, heels lifted. Get your sweet spot. Balance, 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 balance. Straightening out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower down. There's a lot happening here, isn't there? So we're sitting up, leaning back, elbows in, heels lifted. Get the balance on the bum. And we're out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower down. So we'll just get rid of the band for the moment. We're going to tuck the soles of our feet together. And we'll just give the hips a little loosen, sit up nice and tall, a little stretch. Okay, and we are going to do that with no band. Just, you know, for the heck of it. And let's see what do you think of that. Sometimes we don't know until we get into position. Okay, so we're here. We will we'll just put our hands in front, maybe palms facing in towards each other. We're going to lift our chest up, leaning back, okay? Lift the heels up on their own first. Let's just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Again, we're sitting tall, leaning back, lift the heels. We're going to straighten out our knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Well done. We'll bring the soles of our feet together, do a little recovery. We're going to do that again. I'm going to do 2 more of the full teasers, okay? And if it feels like you're really like doing it, brilliant, and that's great and all that. And if you feel that you're not really getting it, please just be so patient with yourself. You're doing great. You're giving it a try. And actually that means then I'd see it as a good thing. You have found, shall we say, yet another thing that we can work on, and only good things can come from that, okay? So we'll get back into position here again, hands in front, palms together. We'll sit up nice and tall. We're leaning back. We're lifting the heels in the air. We'll stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to straighten out our knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. We're just going to do that one more time now. So have a little wiggle. Okay. And we're back into position, palms facing in each other, chest lifted, leaning back, lifting our feet. Let's go straight into the straightening. Straightening out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Shoulders down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Well done, well done, well done. Bring the soles of our feet together, and let's just sit up nice and tall. Give the hips a little flap. Well done, well done, well done. That's the tummy stuff all done now. We're going to take our hands, just place them behind us. Let's separate our feet a nice bit, and let's just give the hips a little loosen. Dropping our knees to one side, dropping our knees to the other side. Try and make sure that your knee is right beside the sole of your other foot, if they're lined up that way. Chest lifted, so we're trying not to collapse our beautiful posture. Well done. Lovely. If you're able to bring your hands a bit closer to your bum or take your hands away, you could do a few like that. Less hands or no hands, wherever you're at. Just gets the oblique abdominals working, you know. And the hips really moving. We'll do one more each way. Lovely. Okay, brilliant. Have a little drink of water. We'll stay on the floor for a minute. So we're just going to use our band. You're going to use our band again. We might, if you want to pop your sock on for this last one, socks. There's a little bit of leg sliding going on in this one, and I find that actually it's nice to have your sock on for this. Okay. We have done this sequence before, but not in ages. This is again actually a little bit of everything, to be honest with you. This is shoulders, this is tummy, and this is spine. So it's a wonderful one to finish our class on this morning. We're going to put the band along the length of our mat. You don't have to stand up for this if you don't want to. You can stay on the floor and just do that. Okay. And I'm going to bring, say you're going to go on hands and knees this way. I'm going to bring more of the band down that end. That's where we kind of need it. We need the length. So maybe bring it off the end of your mat there. And we're going to come down onto all fours. Okay. So we have our hands under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. Our toes are relaxed. We've been working on this for the last few weeks in many, many different ways, as you know. We'll just rock the pelvis forwards and backwards into position. And we'll just set our shoulder blades as well, our chest, our neck. And let's just slide the opposite leg out and return it without trying to disturb anything else. Just imagine you have a tray of festive drinks across your lower back, okay? And you are trying not to spill them. And we'll just try 2 or 3 more here. 2 more. Okay, waking up things. We're going to hold on to the band here in our hand. And it's the same position, pelvic neutral. Set your shoulders, set your chest, set your neck. We're rising out in front. And then we're lowering back down again. And you can decide then what kind of tension you want to put on the band. You're trying to rise your arm out like Superman without actually disturbing anything else, but you do want to have a bit of tension on the band, okay? You want it to be a little bit difficult to bring your arm out in front. You're aiming to bring your arm to the side of your ear, okay? And we're going to combine these now. So as our arm goes out, our other leg is going to go out as well. And we're returning it. We're doing 6 of these. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll keep everything stretched out. Let's just snow angel our arm down to our hip and then bring it back out in front. 6 of these. 1, and in front, and 2. We're looking down at the mat beside our hand and front. 3 in front, and 4 in front. 5. Last one, 6 in front. Let the band down. Let's sit back in child's pose. So we give everything a really nice stretch out. That works quite a lot down through your back. It's a little bit planky. Take a nice breath in and blowing out. Breathing in, blowing out, breathing in, and blowing out to come back up again. So you can either turn around and face that way, depending on how your room is laid out, or you can move the band. You can either move yourself or move the band to do the other side, okay? Just depends on how your room is laid out, where you have room to stretch out your arm. Okay? So we're going to do the other side now. We're kneeling on the band with one knee. We're putting the same hand on the band. And then our other hand is just under our shoulder, knee under our hip, our toes are relaxed. Okay? Setting the body, rocking the pelvis forwards and backwards and finding the mid position here. Setting the shoulder blades, the neck, tuck the chin in. We're just going to slide out and return. We're doing 6 of these. 1 and in. Imagine you're trying to balance those tray of drinks too. And in. 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Returning. So with this arm here, we're going to just hold on to the band and draw our arm forwards like Superman, bringing our arm towards our ear and resting down. We're doing 6 of these. 6 and down. 5 and down. 4 and down. 3 and down. And you choose the tension on the band too. And down. Last one. And down. Then we're going to do the arm and the leg together. Just check the pelvis hasn't slipped, okay? So we're going to slide the leg and light the arm out at the same time. And down. 6 of these. 6. And down. And 5. And down. 4. And down. And 3. And down. 2. And 1. And down. Lovely. We're just going to bring our leg back out, keep it out, bring the arm forwards, and we're doing our snow angel arms. I'm getting a bit hot now on the furniture. So you're going to do 6 as you go. So, arm out in front, we're snow angeling. 1 and front, and 2 and front, and 3 and front, and 4 and front, 5 and front, last one and front. We can let the band go. We're back on our hands and knees fully, and we're going to do a lovely little thread the needle sequence to finish here. So we're just going to thread one arm in nice and low at the floor level and just lie down into it. Take a nice breath in there, blowing out. We're going to come up, we're going to sweep the arm out to the side and up towards the ceiling. Breathing in here, blowing out to come down. Breathing in here, blowing out to come up. Breathing in, blowing out to move. Breathing in, blowing out to move. Breathing in, blowing out to come back onto hands and knees. Breathing in to swap arms. Blowing out to move, up, up, up. Breathing in, blowing out. Breathing in to stay. Blowing out to swap. Breathing in, blowing out. Breathing in, blowing out. Breathing in and blowing out to come back onto hands and knees. We're going to tuck our toes in under. We're coming back onto our hunkers here as best we can with what you have with your knees, etc. We're going to straighten up through our feet. We'll do a full hanging forwards over our legs. Reaching our knees here, just leaning over, chin to chest, breathing in. Blowing out, we're going to push our way up, keeping our 2 knees straight, keeping our chin super good onto our chest. When we're fully upright, we're going to pull our bum in under, lift our head up and roll our shoulders back. Lovely, well done. Have a drink of water. That's the job done now. We're just going to do a tiny little, our usual little cool down. Okay, So we're going to rest up onto the ball of our foot here, and we're circling our ankle. And we'll change direction. We gave the legs a bit of a rest today. I actually have a broken toe at the moment. So that's why. And I change foot. I stoke my foot and change direction. So but it just goes to show you, doesn't it? We can just put our feet together. We can get a full workout done if we have a sore foot or a sore knee. We're going to bend our knees and circle, change direction. We're going to come up. Let's separate our feet. We'll do a nice big hula hip. Change direction. And we walk our feet back in. We're breathing in and blowing out. Breathing in. Blowing out. Breathing in. Blowing out. And Bula boss, well done. I'll just stop the recording there.